And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You got the Pokemon Professor here, and today I'm bringing you week 6 of the KCDL. This week we take on Blakieee and the Squirtle squad. Pretty cool little name and logo there, if I can be honest with you. But as you can see, the game is on Showdown today. Blakieee is Australian time, maybe. If not Australian time, dude's 14 hours ahead of me. Okay, so it makes it hard to schedule, and good old CST over here where I am. But not only that, but Blakieee had, I think, 3 games trying to get scheduled on a certain day just because of what they had going on in life. And the way it is, if you, I don't want to say enroll, it's not college, but if you join a competition, you have a little bit of time after the fact. I think we've all been there. And I don't know, instead of taking the 3-0 victory, I asked Jarl if we could play on Showdown because it's a game. You know, I want to play Pokemon. So thankfully Jarl was cool with it, and thankfully Blakieee was able to make it work. So kudos to both of you. Looking at Blakiee's team, a lot of what we did expect, some of the stuff that we didn't per se, really no Iron Valiant is wild to me. Kind of saw a Fortress coming, you know, it is their only form of hazard control. Electros could be AV, I'd kind of talked about it in the team builder. So I understand not having the space for Iron Valiant, but still no surprise you couldn't make it work. Obviously you can tell on the screen, I think here in a second you can, but it is Terra Ice on the Keldeo. So something to keep an eye out for. Going into this match, we did already talk about our designated lead, and that was going to be our Choice Scarf Ogerpon. Choice Scarf Ogerpon gave me the jump on Meow, which I'm thinking is going to be banned, which I'm thinking is going to be Boots or something like that. So it just gave me a free U-turn. Being able to pop the air balloon on Pecharunt is huge, knowing that I can just click Earthquake pretty freely. So I use this as a chance to go out into my Terra Poison Mesprit, and I want to get up my rocks. I want to get up my rocks as they go for a parting shot. I knew I could eat a Shadow Ball, so I wasn't too worried. I didn't have to worry about a Toxic or anything. And then go hard Pink Floyd off of the parting shot. Reveals their Boots, so I go into No Face to try to block the spin. And here I fire off a Shadow Ball, doing 61, revealing that they're Fizz Def. A little bit of a misclick on their end. They got up a second layer of rocks as they assumingly wanted to go for spikes or maybe even Gyro Ball or something like that. But I'm just going to keep on clicking Shadow Ball. We bop the Electros. We see that it is not AV by the damage and by the unfortunate T-Wave. But I'm cool with it. We get paralyzed on a Shadow Ball as they miss a detail, so, you know, tomato, tomato. And I'm able to pick up the first KO with No Face. Now here, they go into Meow. The way that they took rocks damage, kind of expected Banded, but I want to see what they locked themselves into. So I just stayed in and clicked the Aura Sphere. They do unfortunately miss the triple axle, but we get paralyzed the next turn on our Shadow Sneak play, so I think, you know, it's not necessarily fair. But thankfully they hit the second one. You know, that would have felt real bummy, real crummish, I guess. But again, expecting Bandit, I click the U-turn with Ogerpon and I pick up the KO. We knew he wasn't scarfed at that point. And I'm going to go into the T-Tar. I'm going to bait whatever wants to come in. I'm going to get my sand up. I'm hoping they want to go Fortress here, thinking they can live something. But instead they go Keldeo. And I do have the Chople Berry, but I don't want to use it yet if I don't have to. So I go Mesprit. And they revealed to be Calm Mind. So kind of scary, right? Kind of scary. But I click the Psychic Noise here as it really forced them to go for the Terra, because if they didn't, I was going to hit real hard. And at +2, it didn't really matter, right? They were so worn down, I could revenge it easily. And then so they said they clicked the Surf and got a good bit of damage off on my Vodka, but that was worth it, right? I let Vodka go down, and then I got to reveal if they were the Spec set, and they weren't because they were Calm Mind. So I use this as a chance to go hard out into my Zamazenta Crown, and I just click the Body Press, I think. Yeah, I clicked the Body Press. I know they could have gone Pecharunt, but we could have gotten a sub up at that point, so I wasn't too worried, and I didn't want to let this thing, like I didn't want to waste health if they clicked Aura Sphere, not wanting me to get a sub up for free. But instead they sacked the Fortress, and here they go out into the Mewtwo. They click the Aura Sphere and do 45, so that reveals that they aren't specs. And I click a Crunch, and I actually get the defense drop. It doesn't matter if I got the defense drop. As you saw, it was a 2-hit KO. but it allowed me to just click Crunch again for free, which I did on the incoming Pecharunt. Here I am going to get up my sub, just in case, but they click Parting Shot. They bring me to -1/-1, which is A-okay, as they go Keldeo. No mind games, honestly. I can just click another Body Press for free, because if you go back into Pech, if you go Mewtwo, you take the Body Press, or if you go Pech, you take Rocks, and you're just slowly whittling yourself down for me. So go back out into Pecharunt as I click another Crunch. Here I do get a nice defense drop, not gonna lie, because it kind of makes not as stally of a match. So I get another one, another Crunch off, excuse me, as they are just gonna click the Shadow Ball, and our sub stays intact. So I go for another one, right? Bring them down to 40 as they're forced to click Recover again. Another one, another one, as they are going to Shadow Ball and break my sub. Instead of getting silly here, I just go for another Crunch. They go for a Parting Shot, is what it is. I guess I could have tried to get up a sub, but at -2, Mewtwo is going to live the Crunch. Maybe not a Body Press now that I look at it, but it is what it is there. They pick up the KO with the Aura Sphere as I go out into my T-Tar. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I went out into T-Tar because I have a Chople Berry. Truth be told, I just forgot that Mewtwo has a nerve, right? I totally forgot it has a nerve. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I knew this thing wasn't Specs, and I didn't necessarily want it to be Scarfed, and then me go out into my Shrek and try to click like the Scarf knockoff, thinking I could pick up the KOs on both of these things. Don't let me lie to you. I just forgot it had a nerve, so I just get fucked by the Aura Sphere. It is what it is, right? Nobody's perfect, so I die, but I get in my Excadrill for free, and here I can just click EQ twice and pick up a 2-0 victory. Granted, the 3-0 forfeit would have been one more differential, but it's a game, right? It's a game at the end of the day. I do this for fun. I've been in Blakie's position where sometimes life just happens, man. So I always try to show a little bit of grace, unless you're just like a complete peckerhead, then I will show you no grace. But Blakie's been, super cordial about communication and stuff like that. And, I'm trying to play Pokemon with my friends. So with that, your Drunken Fist Decidueye pick up another dub. We remain the first seed in the season and first seed in our hearts. We are 5-1 with a +12 differential, and next week we take on somebody else. Somebody else. I'll see you next week so you and I can both find out who we play. Peace.